Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to try to make this relatively quick because it's in a short form and I don't know how long those are allowed to be. But I had somebody comment the other day on my Farbin dual horn install. Speaking of horns, somebody's car alarm is going crazy. Hopefully it doesn't come through on camera, but whatever. Anyways, I told the guy that I would go and make a quick video just kind of talking about how I installed those electrically, if that makes any sense. Obviously, you can go watch that video and see how they were physically installed, but I didn't really go into detail about how I made any of the wire connections, going from something that basically was just straight wire to plugging into the car and working. Unfortunately, as you guys, if you've been watching the channel recently, you'll know that we're in the process of moving right now, and we're currently in a short-term rental spot, which means I don't have any of my stuff, which means I can't show you an over-the-shoulder version of me cutting and crimping wires. But I figured close enough, I can go on Amazon and show you pretty much the exact tools that I've been using for all of these projects, and then you can see kind of how that process goes. If we go over here onto my phone, I've already added things to my Amazon cart. You can see these 3 items right here, which is pretty much all that you need. If you want, you can use a heat gun and or like a lighter or something like that, some sort of a heat source in order to shrink your connectors if they are the heat shrink kind. A lot of them aren't, but the ones that I like to use are because they create a watertight connection. But the first step, you're going to need a set of these. Not specifically this brand. I have no idea if this is a good brand, but this is what they look like. And these are mechanical wire strippers. And so you can place the wire into the jaws there. You can see the numbers kind of running along the top: 16, 14, 12, 10, 18, should be 20 and 22. And those are the gauge of wire, or the size, how thick the wire is. And so the wires that the Farbin horn had, I don't remember exactly, but they were going to be somewhere between a 20 and a 24 gauge wire. They're very small. And so I likely ended up using those really, really small holes on the end there, on the farthest inside of those jaws. But basically, you can set the wire into the jaws, and you can squeeze the handle about halfway. It'll clamp down on the wire that you put in there, and you can squeeze it all the way, and it'll pinch the shielding around the copper wires that are inside of the little cable there, and it'll pull that off. And that's how you can get access to the copper that's on the inside. Now, once you've stripped the end of the wire, you can go ahead and grab one of these right here, and this is called a butt connector. And I really like these ones because they are heat shrink, 1, and 2, the ones that I use, it might be this brand, I don't entirely know, but they have a glue that's inside of the heat shrink area. So once it gets hot, the glue melts and it flows over the entirety of the copper area and creates a weather-tight seal beyond just the shrinking of the outer shell, which is awesome because as soon as you heat them up and you melt them, no water's getting in there, so you don't have to worry about corrosion or anything like that. And it lasts, well, a very long time. I have no idea because I've never had one fail on me. And then you take this tool right here, and this is a crimper, and you can see in the picture right here, that right side, that yellow, is a butt connector, just a different brand, different type. And then you can place that inside of the jaws here, and you can see the red, the blue, and the yellow. And so if you remember from over here, we have the, okay, well, that's gone forever. We have the red, the blue, and the yellow butt connectors, and so naturally you'll connect the color to the color. So you'll be using the pinkish red ones. You slide it into that little red slot, you put your wire into the butt connector, you squeeze, it crimps it, and then you give it a little bit of a tug just to make sure that that butt connector is solidly connected to the wire and it's not going to pull, the wire isn't going to pull back out. And then once again, take your lighter or heat gun or lay it out in the southern sun and let those things shrink up, and you have yourself a weatherproof connection. From there, I ended up just connecting extra little wire lengths. I found, I have wire laying around from other projects that I can use, and I connected those in order to extend the cabling from the horns to like the ground point, which you saw in the video itself, and then also the plug connection that goes to the car so that the steering wheel, when you press on the horn, it sends a signal to actuate the relay to power the actual horns themselves. Unfortunately, the connectors that came with the kit, I'm pretty sure worked just fine with my Mazda. Now that might not be true with every vehicle, but it was most definitely true with the Mazda, which is good. And yeah, once again, I'm sorry that I don't have the tools to be able to show you just in person what that looks like, and they are not in a location that I can get to right now. But I did promise that I would put out a little bit of a video just kind of discussing this, and there you have it. So at some point in the future, I will post another video just kind of running through general electric things, electrical component stuff, about how I do a lot of this wiring and actually show you that. Hope this was helpful. That's about all I can give you at the moment, but have a good weekend.